This next video we are reacting to is Janae Danielle. Modern dating is just hookup culture and it's getting embarrassing.
Person you shouldn't be hooking up with. Dating in your 20s is messy. Now is the time to give into the urges and desires so that later on you're not resenting yourself or somebody else for it.
You make a lot of noises.
I want my
I'm starting to not trust people who don't have at least.
Hold on, look. Hey, I'll respect a woman way more. I swear to God, I'll respect a woman way more. We on the first thing. We having a great time. We vibing. And then I'm like, what's up? You cool? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. You know what it is. I know what it is. I'm trying to fuck. You trying to fuck. Yeah, we mixing the vibes. Let's do it. Straight to the point, I see. Let's fucking go. Let's do it. I'm with it. Instead of a, yeah, look, I don't give a fuck about sex, you know, or no, I hate this type of bitch, cause this is what these bitches be doing, bro. You know we're not doing nothing tonight, right? I wasn't planning on doing nothing tonight, or. Well, I don't want you to think that I'm some type of hoe or something like that. Like, just come back to your crib and shit like that. Like, bro, why does it matter what I think? It matters what you think and what we about to do, bro. Because if you think I'm thinking that you a hoe, then you out here thinking about the wrong things. Don't stop yourself from don't stop yourself or psych yourself out from something that we know we both want. Don't be trying to manipulate yourself. Don't do that. You can't manipulate me. Because either I'm going to get play from you or somewhere else.
One trashy, shameful hookup. And I'm not talking about like, oh, you hooked up with your ex. I mean, like, you went through a phase once where you were hooking up with your Uber driver. Like, your best friend's weird cousin who definitely didn't shower. I firmly believe everybody needs this phase in their life to build character development. If you didn't go through it, you were way too normal, and I don't.
Hooking up with the Uber driver? I haven't had a female Uber driver, so I haven't hooked up. I haven't hooked up with any of my Uber drivers. Most of my Uber drivers are men, and I'm not hooking up with them because I'm not gay. Best friend's weird cousin? No, because my old friend's cousin is white. I don't think he said. I don't know if he said anything else that I haven't done. But when I stand, done that several times. It was cool. I wonder if there's anything else I need to knock off my fucking bucket list.
Trust you.
This era of no strings attached has ironically left a lot of people emotionally tangled. Somewhere along the line, sleeping with multiple people became a form of empowerment, and everybody kind of just went along with it. Hookup culture got dressed up as healing. Meanwhile, people are burnt out, emotionally drained.
Ooh. Vacation Bay. That's what I need. Okay, I got it. So, one night stand, cool. Rub and Tug did that. Shit. Dating casually, done that. Friends with benefits. I haven't done that yet. But that's too much. That, bro, I ain't gonna lie. That's too much fucking work, bro. I ain't even gonna fucking count. That's too much fucking work, bro. Things I need to do. List. A cruise bay. A cruise girlfriend. Vacation girlfriend. Cause you gotta do two different cruise. You on a cruise, so you gotta find that friend group. You find that link up on a cruise shit. Vacation bay, which is essentially the same thing as a cruise girlfriend, but you're on vacation, so you'll really never see each other again. Or maybe you'll turn into something, you never know. And then just a 3-day weekend bay, or like a weekend bay, but you're in another state. So yeah, those are the ones I need to do.
and more alone than ever. But how did we get here? How did we go from wanting real relationships to celebrating situationships? Today, we're gonna break down the rise and fall of hookup culture and how something sold as freedom turned into a cycle of confusion, detachment, and low-key regret. Welcome to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. You don't just give those away for free. But hopefully at the end of this video, we become bestie enough to where you feel like you could take that next step. Before hookup culture ever became the norm, there was a shift happening right in front of us, and most people didn't even realize it. It started with one simple message that just kept getting louder and louder. Sells.
But in 1959, a psychologist called Peter Sampson came up with the idea of using imagery to promote products, though early attempts were clunky.
Imagine you are inserting your into a woman's. Now associate that thought, if you will, with Brett's Athlete's foot cream.
The product flew off the shelves, and Sampson was a hero.
From music videos.
Oh, you telling me? Hold on, you telling me there's an actual commercial that compares having sex with putting ointment on a foot? Very bold, very bold, very bold, and very straightforward. I don't know how you could, associate the two, but you found a way to do it, and I hope that your business is fucking booming from that, because that is smart for the time.
To magazine covers, billboards, to literal food commercials. If it didn't show skin, it didn't sell. But the culture didn't just stop at selling sexy. It started entertaining us with it. In the early 2000s and 2010s, expression became a whole production. MTV spring break specials, music videos that were basically softcore with a beat, yeah, that era. The message was clear, loud, and wearing low-rise jeans. If you got it, flaunt it. But over time, that evolved into something way more toxic. If you weren't doing it, you weren't cool. And society only made it sound fun, especially if you were young. We were told that since we're young, we should be free, hook up with whoever we want to.
Things I wish I knew in my 20s. Hook up with everyone. Everyone! Because as you get older, less and less options are available to you.
And honestly, it looked...
Two things. One, that is a fact about how at a younger age, people are more like, oh, you're still a fucking virgin? You're still a virgin? I didn't lose my virginity till I was in my 20s. And that was to my girlfriend, my white one. Ex-girlfriend. My white ex-girlfriend. We both took each other's virginities. But niggas be like, oh, you still a virgin? You damn near 20? You still a virgin? You 18, 19? You still a virgin? You haven't fucked none yet? You haven't? Just because I'm not a whore like you and have had 13 STDs like yo lame man and always got 2 bitches pregnant, I'm not cool, huh? I'll go ahead and be not cool and still have my innocence because I know that, hey, one of these days I'm gonna get it taken away or exchanged. I'd much rather the way I did it than some female taken away from me. I ain't gonna cap. Like, I loved her. We both loved each other. I hope she loved me, ain't it? She loved me. We both loved each other. And we swapped our innocence. So, hey, but I would have much rather have a black female take my virginity and I take hers. But hey, I ain't regretting shit.
Key seems like they were setting us up. It stopped being about...
Oh yeah, what was the second one? The second one, oh yeah, when that white female. When she was saying that she wished that she would have known about sleeping with everybody in their 20s because the options go down as they get older. No, the options that you want go down as you get older because you want the men that are in the same age. They go down as you get older. But the younger dudes, and I'm talking about the older females, the younger dudes, they love older women. And I'm speaking for myself. I love older women. But these bitches keep playing me talking about, oh yeah, you too young for me. You're 31, I'm 26, 5 years apart. Mm-mm. And bitch, guess what? It's because physically I'm younger than you. Mentally and spiritually, I'm way older than you. Way older than you.
Body and became about constantly proving you were desirable. And social media, it didn't just turn the pressure up, it rewired how we view intimacy altogether. Somewhere along the way, the internet turned everything into a softcore ad for intimacy. Suggestive captions, thirst traps. Y'all, there's this one ad that I've seen on TikTok 2-3 too many times. And I'm not gonna suffer in silence. So obviously, if I seen it, you have to too.
He unwraps all 8 inches. She can't believe how hot it is. Steam begins to circle both of them. It was almost too hot to handle.
Bro, I hate when motherfuckers try to sexualize food, bro.
Have to be so overly freaked out? Just sell me the sandwich, bro.
Literally.
Like, what's going on?
That turns me off when people try to fucking sexualize food, bro. It just turns me off. It makes me mad. It makes me just want to fast.
We open our phone and we constantly see content that makes intimacy casual and expected. And it's not just social media either, it's the TV shows. In a lot of these shows, you literally can't go 5 minutes without a hookup scene. And I will forever stand on that hill that those scenes are just unnecessary. And I don't care if you say it adds depth to the plot. Why do I have to watch them twist it up like a soft pretzel just because they made it out the talking stage? Because at this point, I might as well go to WWW, you know.
I mean, she has, bruh, I ain't gonna lie, she's stating facts because, like, let's say Power. Most of the time, the motherfuckers were fucking, they were in love with each other for a little bit, but never got together, or they were married and then get divorced. It was just very fucking toxic. Like, there's no instances of a good relationship that people could be like, some damn, like, I can see why they fuck with each other. Like, the passion in there and their love for each other, that's what makes her, makes the relationship stronger. No. It's just, bro, this shit is toxic. Like, you're not even supposed to be with Angela. You cheating on your wife. And Angela's still fucking on somebody else. And it's like, y'all just swapping STDs. And possibly gonna get another bitch pregnant.
What.com. It's on our TVs. You don't have to hide and look that type of content up online because, baby, it's right there on the TV. Phrases like hot girl summer and flued out glamorize hookup culture. And suddenly being desired turned into a flex, and getting flown out by strangers was the goal. On the surface, hookup culture is dressed up to look like a confident, carefree, fun time. You got your cute 2-piece set, your spend the night bag, and you finna go and see your sneaky link. Social media just makes that look effortless.
Sneaky link too. I need to add the sneaky link too.
And fun. It's almost like these women are winning with no strings, no feelings, no regrets. Behind the scenes, a lot of people, particularly women, are walking away from these situations and feeling completely drained.
It's sometimes just the space after the hookup, the emptiness, like you said, but also the slight...
Hey, the walk of shame is equivalent to men's post-nut clarity. That's literally what it is. Post-nut clarity for men is the walk of shame for females. That's literally what it is.
Tight feeling in your chest, and you're looking at their phone, your phone, their WhatsApp, they're on.
What am I doing with my life?
Texting me back, like, oh.
Look over at first before you release. Okay, I'm fucking this bitch. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. And then you release. You get that nut out just. And either she talks too much, or the bitch snores, or she was fatter than she expected, or she wore hella makeup to where you can see the fucking, the different wrinkles in her skin and shit like that. It's like, bro, who the fuck is this bitch? Oh, fuck this bitch. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Or just like her she got some goofy coochie, like it smelled goofy. It's like, oh my god, I did this. I was that horny to where I did this. Fuck!
Why did I do that?
No one wants to really admit it because there's this pressure to perform detachment. You have celebrities a lot of women in our generation look up to, like Meg Thee Stallion, Sexy Red, Young Miami, who openly rap about casual flings, getting what they want from men and moving on with no strings attached like it's nothing. Sure, it's wrapped in luxury, the bags, the trip, the glam, but at its core, it's hookup culture being sold as empowerment. And while it may sound bold on a track,
shit, you lose
in
your
real
soul
life,
with that.
it's left a lot of girls confused, hurt, and left trying to play a game that was never designed to protect their hearts. Here's the part nobody likes to talk about, because even when you think you've mastered the art of detachment, your body clocks out, but your spirit may not get the memo. Now look, I'm not saying every link up can create a lifetime bond, but some of y'all are out here feeling heavy and burdened and you don't know why. That's when soul ties come into play. A soul tie is basically that invisible little string that connects you to somebody you got physically close to.
Bro, I know for a fact when like a wave of emotions just hit me out of nowhere, bro, I know that not mine. I know that is not my emotion. That's his emotions. That's not I was doing just fine. I was doing just fine. All of a sudden I'm crying. For what?
It's like your spirit and theirs brushed up against each other, but didn't fully let go when y'all did. And no, it doesn't mean you're obsessed or crazy. It just means your body and soul felt something that your mind tried to downplay. So even after it's all over, your spirit might feel a little attached, confused, and off because a part of that person is still lingering in your space. Look.
And you gotta think about this too. After y'all finish with the individual, like fully finished, a lot of people, they don't cut that soul tie. They don't cut that spiritual cord and emotional cord. And so that's why you feel that. But also, you don't even think about the individual that you're fucking with before you even fuck with each other or before y'all even like have sex. They probably don't even care about or know about the soul tie thing to where they're not cutting those soul ties with the previous individuals that they're with. And so when y'all hook up, now you're getting a little bit of the other people who has soul ties, like on your side and on her side. It's like, fuck, like it's a spiritual STD. Literally. A spiritual transmuted disease. It's literally what it is.
Look, I'm not trying to have a preach at you moment, but let's be real. It's not natural for our bodies to feel deeply tied to multiple people. We weren't built to keep forming these emotional bonds, breaking them off, and then doing it all over again like it's nothing. Your spirit gets stretched, your emotions get tired, and then you start carrying.
It ain't only your spirit getting stretched, unless you do Kegels.
Pieces of people you never really healed from. We not even finna get into how deep this can get. But I'm telling you, it can get very deep. But instead of slowing down and saying, wait, what are we? We just keep doing it. Because that's what dating has turned into. A whole lot of interacting with zero intention.
What really needs to change about dating in 2024?
I'm about to start making my smoothie.
People that know that they don't want to be in a relationship and still going on dates. When you going on dates, and you know you don't want to be in a relationship and you're not letting them know, that's kind of fucked up.
No titles, no timelines, no clarity, just vibes and cross fingers. We're just vibing became the go-to for never having to define anything. Because if we don't define it, nobody has to be held accountable for what happens. Y'all talk every day, hang out like a couple, hook up, but somehow y'all still don't know what this is. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not just saying that you should jump into a relationship, but there's a thin line between going slow in a relationship and being in a 9-month talking stage where you're playing house but can't commit. Girl, that's not slow, that's stalled. We should be climbing up a ladder. We're right here. It mimics intimacy, but you're still in that gray area because here comes the quirks of being in one of those not a relationships. The ghosting, the dry replies, the I've been busy text. You're treated like the main chick behind closed doors, but you're a shunned secret in public. Ghosting has become so normal that people don't even feel bad about disappearing anymore.
I ain't gonna lie, just because I ghost you or stop talking to you doesn't mean I got somebody else on with somebody else. I got issues. I lose interest fast. Like over small just be that, like.
Some of y'all get way too dramatic whenever y'all get ghosted. Like, it's not that serious. Like, whenever I get ghosted, the most out of character I ever get is just simply falling off the face of the earth and going distant from my family and loved ones and staring at myself in the mirror for 45 minutes a day, asking myself, why am I so unlovable? But you best believe, though, in 6 months, I'ma bounce back, baby.
Just fine with wasting time, energy, and those things that come in those little foil wrappers. If you know, you know. Another term that TikTok has introduced me to is breadcrumbing. And yes, it's very toxic.
Think of it like this.
All right, this is what I'm doing for my smoothies. I keep saying smoothies, my teas. All right. Elderberry. Bro, this light is so fucking bright to where it won't even, bro. I need to go lock in. Elderberries. Men's Wellness blend. And it's got burdock root, damania leaf, fennel seed, ginger root, ginkgo biloba leaf, biloba leaf, hawthorn flowers, hibiscus flowers, horsetail herb, moringa leaf, olive leaf, and stinging nettle. Some more hibiscus that I've been had. I'm finishing it off. Some melanin. That's for the mucus. And then some nettle. And what I do is I don't drink tea. I drink smoothies. So what I do is I steep it and I boil it. And then once I boil it and do what I need to do, I let it cool down, and it's a little. I make it a little cold brew tea, and I add it to my smoothies. So yeah. And then what I also do is, hold on, put this over there. I don't know if y'all know this already, but I got the chia seeds, but I'm finishing these up, and I also have this super seed trio that I add to my smoothies. And this has chia seeds, flaxseed, meal, and hemp. So it's got omega-3, omega-6, omega-9. It's an excellent source of fiber. So yeah. We be being healthy. We be doing our thing. Now let's go ahead and speak more on this.
Have you ever fed birds, pigeons, or ducks at a pond? What do you do when you feed them? You don't give them the entire loaf of bread, you give them breadcrumbs. And what is the result of you giving them breadcrumbs? They continuously come back for more because you're breadcrumbing them. You're not giving them the entire loaf because you know that if you were to give them the entire loaf, they wouldn't come back for more. Now what happens when you start pulling away and you walk away from the ducks, the birds, or the pigeons? They start coming after you.
A little heart emoji here, a what you doing text at midnight there. But when it comes to real consistency, crickets. And the worst part is it feels like effort, so you end up staying, waiting, convincing yourself that this is something, but spoiler alert, it isn't. It's just
But guess what? It'd be the women's fault. It's the women's fault because they choose those men. But when they get the men who actually are putting in effort, they still got that traumatic baggage from that individual, or they still fuck with that individual who is giving them that sexual pleasure but not that mental pleasure, or what they think that they want. They're feeding their flesh besides their soul, and they are overlooking the individual who is actually good for them. So hey, and my thing is, I'm the type of individual towards like I'm not wasting my fucking time. It's like the last female who I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be serious with. Then I saw she was wasting my time. I'm like, yeah, bitch, we should have just fucked. We really should have just fucked. Honestly, I ain't mad that we didn't fuck, but it's like I'm doing this because It's like I was trying to prove myself to her, and I told myself I'm not proving myself to no fucking body. But I end up doing it again. So now it's like I'm tired of wasting my time on females, and I'm saying, and I actually genuinely want to get into a relationship, and bitches say they want to get in a relationship, but they're not willing to put in that work, which is the healing from the trauma of your past relationships. I can put in that work, so why can't you? Then it's like, oh, now I'm stuck feeling like shit because I put my feelings involved and I got vulnerable and I'm changing, but you can't seem to do the same thing because you stuck. But hey, that's my fault, right? Cool. We should have just fucked and got it over with. Bitch, if you wanted to fuck, you should have just said that. Wasting my time. Not wasting my time.
To keep you from walking away.
So today I swiped up on one of my little shawty's Instagram stories, right? And I said something along the lines of like, you fine as hell, are you so handsome? Now, mind y'all, this is the same little that been trying to link up with me for like at least over a year, right? But we've never linked up. And we're never gonna link up. You see, one thing I like to do with all my little is boost their egos up every like 1 or 2 weeks, you know, just to keep them interested. I don't want y'all, but you don't need to be nowhere else either.
Wow. And that, my friend, is manipulation at its finest. But we can't ignore the space that made all of these things possible. It's the dating apps. You know those apps that promote themselves to be filled with love and relationships of willing participants. But somehow feel more like swipe through hookup catalogs with commitment issues. The rise of dating apps like Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge completely shifted how people date today. What used to take effort now only takes a swipe. And from there, people had access to hundreds of people just at their fingertips. And while some people find real love,
hey, my dating matchmaker is God. God is gonna provide my wife. That's it. I've already told y'all. I said all the bitches I done chose, I haven't got the right picks because I ended up, you know, I'm single still, but added to more trauma and shit like that in my life, which I'm, you know, getting myself through myself. But obviously those picks I had, they weren't the right picks. So I just gotta stop picking. And let God choose for me. Stop being in control of everything.
On these dating apps, hello, I met my husband. I promise you, it can happen, okay? It's possible. But a lot of people on these apps only find hookup after hookup, even if that's not what they're searching for.
It's so weird. I had this fantasy in my head that dating apps, you know, were for people looking for like a relationship or something. The amount of times I've been like, no, I don't want to do that. And then they're just like, well, then why were you on this dating app? Stupid me, I wanted a boyfriend. Isn't that so dumb?
The whole culture shifted from who's the right person for me to who's available for me right now. So when you're constantly swiping, constantly meeting people who treat connection like it's disposable, you start feeling like you're the problem for wanting something real. Now, just asking what are we is a full-blown risk. You don't want to seem clingy, you don't want to seem like you're doing too much. So instead of speaking, you just go with the flow, even if the flow is delusional and emotionally unavailable.
If you don't know what type of situationship you're in, keep it that way.
I always used to want to ask them, are we in a talking stage? What is going on? Are we just friends? See, that's where you go out wrong.
You're not doing too much for wanting commitment, consistency, and emotional safety. Just because hookup culture is loud, that doesn't mean it's right.
Hey man, I got more play just by saying, look, we date. Right now, I'm just looking to have fun. Got way more ass from that than saying, hey, I'm looking for some shit serious. I'm tired of the dating game. I'm not even worried about the sex. Sex gonna come later. Guess what? The sex never came. Got quicker pussy by saying, hey, I'm just trying to have fun. We get to date, we date, but if not, fuck it.
for you. There's nothing embarrassing about knowing what you want and refusing to shrink it down for someone who doesn't get it. Because honestly, wanting to be taken seriously is not clingy, it's clarity, which you absolutely deserve. This culture sometimes treats feelings like they're the enemy, but healing only happens when you actually feel. And you were never meant to be emotionally unavailable just to survive modern dating. It never gave that. But whew. Child, I heard it's rough out there. So if you're sitting here wondering why all of this freedom is starting to feel more draining than fun, you're not crazy. You're just getting it. So bestie, I'ma just speak some life into you right now, okay? You're allowed to want more. You're allowed to stop settling for the bare minimum. And you're definitely allowed to walk away from anything that makes you feel half chosen, half loved, and half healed. So now, let's talk about it in the comments below. Do you think hookup culture has gotten out of control?
I ain't gonna cap. I'm smelling this tea, and thank God I'm making it a fucking cold brew, because no, sir, am I drinking this shit all together like a hot shit like that. No, thank you. Now, what I can say is that yes, it will bless in my stomach, in my gut, in my, getting myself right. Nah, this is a good video. Shout out to Janae. Look, all I can say about this is like, I don't even know what to say about it. I ain't gonna cap. Man, just do you, bruh. Honestly, just do you. And just focus on yourself. Focus on your purpose in life. Grow. Don't focus on these niggas. Don't focus on these bitches. You chase. But when you're chasing, something's running away from you, right? Don't chase. Just attract. You attract by being in your own essence. Be comfortable being in your own essence. And that's how you do it. All right.